Shane, well, a lot of the focus is on the so-called gun show loophole, specifically who can sell guns where and what kind of guidelines they have to follow. Some details are already coming out ahead of the president's official announcement. Among other initiatives, the president wants to close the so-called gun show loophole, which allows for gun sales between private citizens without background checks.
To make sure that criminals, people who are mentally unstable, those who could pose a danger to themselves or others are less likely to get a gun.
Right now, only federally licensed gun dealers have to do background checks on buyers. But late Monday, the Justice Department said that it's issuing updated guidance, saying that the government can consider someone a gun dealer regardless of where guns are sold or if the sale is between private citizens.
He absolutely can do it.
Byron Warnken is a constitutional law professor at the University of Baltimore.
He could make that come within you must register, or you must have or there must be a waiting period. I mean, he could do a bunch of things that would kind of slow down this uncontrolled flow of guns at gun shows.
The White House also announced that the FBI will hire 230 more examiners to process background checks. According to preliminary numbers from state police, more than 38,000 people filled out gun purchase applications in Maryland in 2015. Some customers at Horse and McCann Range in Bel Air told 11 News they think the president's move to bypass Congress goes too far.
I think it's a little extreme. I think if we spent more time enforcing the laws that we have now, that we wouldn't have, the issues that we have. I just think he's going in the wrong direction.
I see nothing that I'm aware of that would preclude him by executive action from doing this. Of course, there'd be nothing to stop Congress from undoing whatever he did. I just don't think Congress would be able to do that as long as he's got the veto pen.
And so I mentioned that the White House said that the FBI is hiring more background check examiners. Well, federal investigators say that December was the busiest month ever for checks on gun purchases, with more than 3 million. We're live in the newsroom tonight. Kai Reed, WBAL TV 11 News.